Socio-Cultural History of India up to 1206 AD. Indus Valley Civilization. This is an urban civilization. Objective of this study: to enlighten the students about one of the earliest civilization of the world, to highlight the features of this civilization, to help the students to appreciate the culture heritage of ancient India, to make them understand the importance of culture. This is a ancient and most important culture in the world. Synopsis: when we study any history or civilization, first we should study the extent of the civilization or the empire or the location, next the period, next the people and their races, and their social condition, economic condition, political condition and religious condition, then art and architecture. Likewise, we are also see about the Indus Valley civilization's extent and location, period, people and their races, town planning, their polity, social life and economic life, religion, seals and script, art and architecture, weapons, metals, art, decline of the civilization. First, we are going to see about the extent of the civilization. The civilization embraced Balochistan, the whole of Sindh and Punjab, the bulk of Kathiawar, a part of coastal region, valley of Narmada river, and a part of Rajasthan and Gangetic basin. Now let us see the map of the Indus Valley civilization sites. Harappa, Mohenjo-daro, Lothal, Balochistan, Rupar were the important sites in this civilization. Period of the civilization. In the year 1922, archaeological excavations were carried out at Mohenjo-daro in Largana district, Sindh, and Harappa in the Montgomery district of Punjab, both now in Pakistan. The civilization belonged to Chalcolithic age. Dr. R.K. Mukherjee fixed the period of this civilization as 3250 to 2750 BC. Dr. Frankfurt fixed as 2800 BC and Dr. Mackay fixed it as 2600 to 2200 BC. Approximately it was fixed from 3500 to 2800 BC. It is a very ancient civilization in India. Dr. Dr.M. Shanthi and Max Muller, both of them took effort to find out this civilization. Next, we are going to see about the town planning of this civilization. Town planning was their important feature of this civilization. Harappa and Mohenjo-daro exhibit a similar plans, well-planned city, main streets, 9 to 34 feet wide running straight. Each lane had a public well, lamppost at intervals. No encroachment was allowed on the highways. An elaborate drainage system was maintained. Unique feature of this civilization was the drainages covered by bricks. Dustbins were provided on all streets. Architecture was utilitarian rather than beautiful. Dwelling houses were varied in size. They used backed bricks to build houses. People and their races. Population was heterogeneous, comprised of 4 different racial types. First one, Proto-Australoid, and second one, Mediterranean races, and then Alphinoid races and Mongoloid races. Majority of the people consisted of the Mediterranean race. And the city has very well planned, especially the plan of Harappa and Mohenjo-daro were to be appreciated. General principles of layout: 2 parts of the city. First one is west, that is public building, citadel, assembly halls, granaries, baths, temple-like structures. And the next one is eastern side, that is for private people. This is in a residential area. Long and wide streets, houses, shops were also to be here. Uniformity in building materials and methods of construction was to be appreciated. Let us see the pictures of the town planning. Here we see the town planning of Mohenjo-daro and Harappan sites. The cities were built in the grid iron pattern with the square blocks. This was excavated by the archaeologists in this site. Next, we are going to see this the town planning of Harappa. The city was very well constructed in square shaped houses. Next is citadel. This is a very high platform. The people of high status were to be lived here, and this is a place of wells. The both public well and private well was to be shown in this picture. Next, we see in the town planning the drainage system, soakage of jars, street drains, manholes, street sewers emptied into water were to be seen here. The houses drains led to the main street drains, and it led to the river drains, and it to be end in the out of the city. Next, we see the open and closed drains. There are two type of drain system was followed, open and closed drains. We see in the Indus Valley civilization. This shown the highly urbanized civilization of the people, how they were all well versed in their construction method and techniques. And next is, we see the sewage system. Each and every house has a separate sewage system. In all the drainages in sewage system, the people have leave one place, one hole for the cleaning purpose. And next place is the great bath. It's lengthened with 12 into 7 meter, depth 2.44 meter. Flight of steps on all sides led to the dressing rooms, and made waterproof of culvert, then culvert to fill and empty water, surrounded by verandas and rooms. And this bath used for the purpose of pujas and ceremonies. Otherwise, it is used for the public bath. Next, we see the great granary. This is 46 into 23 meter, 12 separate units in 2 rows with passage. We see the pattern, how most probably these are all the shops and the granary to be keep the grains for the storage purpose. This is a plan for the great granary. Next place is pounding platforms. This is the archaeologists discovered 18 round platforms here. This is known as for workman's quarters into 2 rows. 16 furnaces to be here, all including granary found within a citadel. Next is Lothal dockyard. This is constructed to facilitate berthing of ships. A channel served as a spillway for excess water. Wooden sluice gates acted as a water locking device. Wonderful achievement of engineering skill to be shown to see this dockyard. It is mainly used for the purpose of trade, both internal and external trade. These angers shown in Lothal, shown they were well versed in the external trade or foreign trade. The very large ships to be stay here, it is proved from this by these angers. And Dholavira, latest founded city, water management system was followed. The reservoirs and the channels provided water facilities for the whole city. Next, we see the polity of this civilization. They had a centralized government. The influence of religion on polity was visible. It was theocratic in character. There was a continuity of governments throughout the span of civilization. The priest-like sculpture was discovered. So, the priest has dominated in the politics. Stone, studite or limestone. This sculpture is in 17.5 centimeter. 4 other sculptures resembling the priest. Social life, there was no caste system was followed in this society. 4 main classes were there. First class, priests, physicians, astrologers, etc. And the second class were warriors. Third class were traders, artisans and artists. and fourth class people were manual laborers. Both cotton and woolen cloths were used by the people, and both male and female wore same type of dress, used face powders, lipsticks, eye ointments and face paints, etc. Both men and women were used various ornaments of different metals like gold, silver, copper, beads and terracotta. They were the lover of beauty. And next is both the male people wore necklace, armlets and finger rings, and female wore headbands, bracelets, bangles and earrings. Wheat, barley, milk, vegetable, fruits, dates, meat of various animals and fish were important item of food. Amusements, they were very interesting to play such a games. Especially their interesting areas were hunting, fishing, dice and playing with toys. Let us see the jewels and ornaments of Indus Valley people. Next, we are see about the economic life of the people. Their economy was based on agriculture. They followed the agricultural economy, produced wheat, barley, variety of fruits and date, palm and rice. And they were domesticated animals, milk, meat and pleasure. They had trade relations with Mesopotamia, Crete and Sumeria, both by sea and land. Different seals were found used by the merchant guilds. Hundis were found, weights were found, a decimal system was known to them. These are the weights and imported goods for them, the seals and the imported jars of Indus Valley people. Next, we see the religious life. They were natural worshippers. There were no temples or shrines or altars. Worship of mother goddesses was followed. A figure with two hands of two sides of a tall hairdress, surrounded by animals and sitting in yogic posture. This was the later form of Lord Shiva or Pasupati or Mahayogin or the Lord of Beasts. They also worship stones, animals, trees, birds and spirits. Pipal tree, bulls, rhinoceros, duck, dove, elephant, crocodile, symbol of swastika were considered as sacred by the people. These are the religious seals of the people. First picture shows the Pasupati surrounded by animals, and second one the yogi sitting in a yogic posture. Next is seals. They used a variety type of seals. First is Tadite, that's the most common seal. Most probably they were in square shape. And next is clay. Next is agate and fines, silver. And carving done in intaligo technique, generally square or rectangular in shape, measure about 2 or 3 centimeter. And next is Indus script. This is a big pictographic system of writing was followed by the Indus people. Vowel signs, direction of writing from right to left. Each sign symbolizes a word or object. They know the art of writing. Let us see the sculptures of Indus Valley people. They used three kind of things used to make a sculptures. First is metal. Mostly they used bronze for making these sculptures. Next is stone and terracotta. This is a bronze statue, dancing girl statue. Other metal figures of buffalo and ram were to be excavated. Next is terracotta, human and animal figures. Next is terracotta figures of mother goddesses. Next, terracotta toys played by the people. These are also terracotta toys. These are the toys of birds and animals made by terracotta. And these were the jewels used by the Indus Valley people, made by gold, silver and jade. These are also beads and small toys like things. And these fully beads, finance, most common bead, precious metals, gold, silver, semi-precious stones. They were exported to foreign countries also. And these pottery were the specimen of this industrial